Hey, Angela here from Brooklyn. Here is a quick practice for you if you are not making it to class for whatever reason right now. Have your yoga mat. It's going to suggest having 2 blocks, a blanket, and if you've got a looped resistance band at home, have fun with that and bring that along. So we're going to start on all 4s. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, go ahead, flex the spine, cap the back, drop the head. As you inhale, go into extension of the spine. Extending the thoracic spine forward. Exhale, come back into a cat pose. Right, a few rounds like this, going forward and back. Noticing if you're sinking into your arms, can you push the floor away even when you're going into the cow pose? Right, when we're extending that spine. And seeing if you can feel how the pelvis is tipping around the tops of the thigh bones. Take one more exhalation. And then come back to a neutral position of the spine. By neutral, we're trying to stack the rib cage in line with the pelvis. Take a breath in here. You're going to just actually slide the feet back a little bit so your shoulders come forward over the wrist. And you can see I'm a bit in a plank-like position. And then on an inhale, draw the hips back in space. Exhale, bring the pelvis forward. So inhale, everything's moving back, shoulders and pelvis. And then exhale, coming forward in space. And what I'm looking for when I draw back is to prevent myself from tipping the pelvis either into a cat shape or a cow shape, but really trying to keep it as neutral. So I'm looking for my hip flexion here with my knee flexion. One more time, go back. This time, exhale, come forward into plank. Woohoo! Take a breath in. And then exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, tread through the feet. Right, press down into the hands. I'm pushing the yoga mat away from me while I'm drawing my hips back in space. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Inhale, release the knees back down to the ground. Nice. Exhale, find that pelvic floor, transverse ab engagement, and reach the right arm forward in space. All right, so if my abs are not already engaged, I'm going to collapse out of that left shoulder. And then slide the left leg back and then lift the left leg into the air. Breathe in here. Exhale, release the right hand down. Now inhale, lift the left side of the pelvis up towards the ceiling. Exhale, drop that left hip down to the inner right thigh. Inhale, lift the left side of the pelvis up. So I'm revolving my pelvis around my fixed thigh. Exhale, drop the hip down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop. One more time. Inhale, lift the left side of the pelvis up. And this time, step the left foot where the left hand is. So stay on the mat. Tuck the right toes, straighten out the back leg. I'm going to use blocks under my hands here because I have a very long tibia and the lower leg. And just breathe in here. And breathe out. My wrists are getting a little tired today. I can always go on to my forearms. Take another breath in here. And another breath out. All right. With the blocks under my hands, I'm going to come into a plank position. So now I've angled my plank up a little bit here, really to get my legs to work in this plank position. Take a breath in here. And then lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. I'm going to inhale, release the knees down to the ground, and then set the blocks off to the sides. Rooting down into that right hand, I'm going to reach my left arm forward in space, and then slide the right leg back and lift the right leg into the air. Breathe in here, and breathe out. Keep the right leg in the air and straight. Put the left hand down. Inhale, lift the right side of the pelvis up. Exhale, drop the right hip down to the inner left thigh. Inhale, lift the right side of the pelvis up. So I'm revolving my pelvis around my fixed thigh bone here. Right, there is some shift to that left side, but that's necessary. This time, keep the right hip up. Step the right foot where the right hand is. I'm going to use the blocks again to the inside of the right foot. Tuck my left toes and straighten out the left leg. Again, if the wrists are feeling problematic, right, you can always put weight into the forearms. But notice how much weight you put into your upper body here. Can we keep a fair amount of weight in the legs? So my feet are pushing down into the floor. Breathe in here and breathe out. And then again, I'm going to have those blocks on their second layer here, on their second height, and step back into a plank position. And from my plank position, I'm going to keep my shoulders forward and slowly walk the feet in to hang over my legs. Bending the knees, setting the blocks aside, shaking the head out no, whatever you need to do before you come up to stand. So bend the knees, find some extension in the spine. And if rolling up is better for your back, roll up. Otherwise, see if you can kind of swing yourself up as a unit. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Bend the knees, exhale, fold forward into the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine, chest reaches forward. Exhale, step the left leg back to a lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up, high lunge pose. Exhale, take an upright rotation to the right, left glute firing. Inhale, come back to center, woo, tricky. Exhale, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank pose. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. And this time, again, keep the shoulders where they are. I don't have the blocks under my hands, so I'm gonna walk my feet forward, bend the knees, and adjust my hands when I need to fold over the legs. Inhale, reverse the dive, so I can reach my arms to the sides and up. Then exhale, arms by the sides. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Bend the knees, exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step the right leg back to a lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up, high lunge pose. Exhale, open or close, twist to the left, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank pose. Exhale, the knees to the floor, and then lower all the way down to the belly. Right, anchor the tops of the feet, engage the pubic bone towards the xiphoid process, and lift the head and chest, small cobra pose. And breathe in here. And breathe out. Inhale. And exhale, release down. Push the floor away on my next exhale. Push up to hands and knees. And back, child's pose. I like a block under my head these days in child's pose, but you may prefer to put your head on the floor. Breathe in here. And breathe out. And come up to hands and knees. If you've got a band, let's place that band on the feet. Tuck the toes behind you. Come onto your forearms. I'm going to use blocks under my forearms to give me a little bit more height here. So I'm angled, but not dramatically. Toes tucked, stretch the left leg back behind me. Right, cat my mid back. So think back ribs lifting towards the ceiling. On an exhale, lift the left leg into the air. Inhale, tap the toes down. Exhale, lift the left leg. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, and hold. And I have to push out into that band, not only from the feet, but from my hips. And my hips feel like they're moving out into bands as well. And then releasing the left knee down. Whoo! Stretch my right leg back behind me. Take a breath in. Right, back ribs lifting towards the ceiling as I exhale, lift the right leg into the air. Inhale, tap the toes. Exhale, lift the leg. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, and then exhale, lift the leg and hold it there. So again, not only is my pushing out in my feet, but I'm really trying to recreate that in my pelvis or in my hips. Take another breath in here and another breath out. Release the right knee down, ditch the band. You can do that without your band too. Set the knees apart. Keep the elbows on the blocks if you're using the blocks underneath, and bending the elbows, drop the head down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last breath in here. Last breath out. Coming back to all fours. And set the blocks off to the side. Stretch the left leg off to the side. Right, take a breath in here. Pressing the right hand down as I exhale. Rotate open. Breathe in here. Exhale, reach the left arm alongside the left cheek, so going for a little more side body opening. Exhale, release the left hand to the floor. Inhale, draw the hips back in space. Right, arms reaching forward, then exhale, send the pelvis and shoulders forward. Inhale, drawing back. Exhale, going forward. Inhale, drawing back. And exhale, going forward. Releasing the left foot down, taking the right leg off to the side. Left hand sends itself down to the floor as I exhale, rotate open to the right. Inhale, reach the right arm alongside the right cheek line. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take another breath in here. Exhale, bring the right hand to the floor. Inhale, draw the hips back in space. Exhale, send the weight forward. Inhale, hips draw back to that left heel. Exhale, shoulders and pelvis move forward. Inhale, draw back. And exhale, come forward. Release the right knee down, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees and jump through your hands to sit, or simply bring the feet down and come to sit. And you can set up for a right seated spinal twist with the left knee bent or the left leg straight, wrapping that left arm around the right leg, placing the right hand behind you. Now, as much as we pull onto the right leg with the left arm, push the right leg into that left arm. See if that actually allows you to sit up taller. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Inhale. And exhale 2. Inhale. And exhale 3. And releasing out of this rotation. Maybe you want to counter rotate, maybe not such a big deal. Just switch sides. Cross the left leg over, wrap the right arm around the left leg, place the left hand behind you. Right, don't worry about the pelvis being completely even on the ground here. Be more interested in, can you engage some of the muscles around the pelvis and around the shoulder girdle to help you access some of the other muscles that help you rotate your spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in here. And last breath out. And then releasing out of that. Counter twisting if you did so on the other side. Right, you can grab your blocks. You can set them up behind you for a little bit of a supported fish. So instead of just coming to lie on the back and being done, right, just angling this position. And now because I've got long limbs but a short torso, even though I'm not very a tall person, right, I'm going to place a blanket underneath my pelvis that actually allows some of this length to come back into my thoracic spine, so it's not so strenuous on my low back. And I'm going to keep my knees bent and my feet on the floor, and I can even drop my knees in and close the eyes here. And just taking a moment to settle. And you got your body moving. You got the breath going. Notice as you come to this part of your practice that is a little bit quieter physically, if the volume internally turns up. We allow ourselves to be aware of the sounds around us, the thoughts we're having, without catching them or developing them, but rather see the space between them. And breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. And as you begin to think about transitioning back into your day or evening, just honor where you're at right now and the work that you do both on and off the mat to stay present in your life. And thank you.